Hello and welcome to Atkins Academy, and I am currently about to sit you up, hopefully where you will be able to see me. Well, yeah, you're going to stay there. And unfortunately I can't edit the video because my phone will not let me download the program for it because I don't have Wi-Fi. So anyway, today we are going to learn a little bit about Braille. This lesson is for adults. Lessons are coming for your children. But I wanted to give you an overall view while you're helping them. But I wanted to also remind you that in your packet from me, you should have received a paper telling what the Braille letters are and also contractions. So please refer to that. And if you didn't get a package from me because you're just watching this because you found it on the internet, which is awesome, you can Google UEB Braille contraction, and you should be able to come up with a cheat sheet, as we used to call them back in school. Anyway, that'll tell you the Braille letter and all that. And I'm going to be doing some describing in here so that people who are blind or low vision can also participate. Most of the videos I'm going to try to keep them all under 15 minutes. This one's probably going to go slightly longer than that, but this will be the longest one. For the kids one, I'm going to try to make it shorter for their attention span, about 10 minutes at a time. We'll see how well I succeed, okay? So, what I wanted to talk about with you is what is Braille, and what is a Braille cell, and what is the alphabet. And that's really our goal today. So, Braille is a system of reading and writing for the blind, and it provides us with literacy. I am blind, by the way. It provides us with literacy, and it allows us to take notes, and it is a way of reading and a way of literacy, but also you don't have to use Braille if you need to mark something because you can't see it. Sometimes, like on a microwave, you might just want to put a dot on the 5, and if you need to see through it, American Printing House for the Blind, blindmysmart.com, all those places. Sorry if I'm reaching out like that. It's because my cats want to help me, and I don't want them coming up here because I'm going to tell you I'm using Hershey Kisses for Braille dots. So anyway, but you'll see them about in the video, I'm sure. So hopefully they won't get over there right in front of the camera. Anyway, but you can use other ways, like you might use a piece of Velcro to mark something. Notice your natural dots already marked. For example, check out your remote control for your TV. It probably has a raised .5 on it. So you can use tactile stuff to mark things with. I'm going to go ahead and flip this up. This is a Braille cell. This is an egg carton, okay? So the dots aren't wanting to stay in too good, so, I had to open them up in order to turn them into Braille dots, and we're going to be using with the kids some little round balls and with you here in a little bit. So I'm going to just let those fall over if they want to. But what I want you to notice is that this side is not part of the cell, okay? This side right here. Only the part with the Hershey Kisses is part of the cell. I want you to notice that there are 2 rows. There are, 3 rows and 2 columns. The columns go up and down. So this is a column going from the top to bottom. This is a column going from top to bottom. There are 2. But there are 3 rows. This is the first row, this is the second row, and this is the third row. Okay? Every Braille cell has up to 6 spaces. All of the spaces in this Braille cell are full. And unfortunately, I'm going to have to eat this Braille cell because somebody is over here on the couch. We don't know who it is, but we're going to have to distract them here in a little bit. It's Tiger Lee. That's his name. He's over there trying to play with our letters. Anyway, so what we do to know where we are in the Braille cell is we number the dots. So we have dot 1, dot 2, dot 3, dot 4, dot 5, and dot 6. And if you're blind, I'm going to tell you that dot 1 is at the top left. By the way, I am facing this as if you are the reader. So your left and my right are not the same. This is your left right here where my pointer finger is. So Dot 1 is the top left. Dot 2 is the middle left. Dot 3 is the bottom left. Dot 4 is the top right. Dot 5 is the middle right. And dot 6 is the bottom right. So on the top row, we have 1 and 4. The next row down, 2 and 5. And the bottom row, 3 and 6. And it's important for Braille that you know these dot numbers and that you refer to them. And that's why I wanted to show you the Hershey Kisses for the whole Braille cell. So we are going to now take them off and put them aside. I got a plate to put them on, but I also got a cat. So we're going to see what we can do here as far as this goes. I'm going to have to stand up and move this because if I don't, Tiger Leviticus will bother it. And I do not want him to bother it. So, what I want to talk to you about now that we've kind of done the Braille cell is how to make letters, okay? So this right here, this is our empty Braille cell, okay? Now when I have the letters in, I hope you can see them good because I'm going to have to keep it held up so that you can see it, but I have little round balls that can roll out of it. So, you'll see my other little girl, Whiskers Elizabeth, too. I think they're probably going to chase each other. Anyway, so this is an empty Braille cell. Now remember, this side doesn't count, this side if you have vision. Just the 6 holes. By the way, this is an egg carton, so that if you can't see to use this, I'm using a, at the store you can buy a 6-pack of eggs, and this is a 6-pack egg carton. But if you have a 12-pack one, you can simply cut it in half, just so long as you have the 3 rows and the 2 columns. This is equivalent to a space. Notice it still has space for all 6 dots, but they're all empty, okay? So when you start reading Braille letters, you know, maybe there's just 3 spaces before you get to the next symbols like this. So you're not going to read it with your fingers, but your kids will. So they'll be having that. So we're going to really quickly learn some letters of the alphabet, okay? This is an A, okay? Dot 1 is an A, so I have placed a little ball up in the very top left of the Braille cell, okay? Dots 1, 2 is a B, okay? I have a dot in the top left and a dot in the middle left right now, okay? Dots 1, 4 is a C. I have a dot in the top left and I have a dot on the top right. So a C goes across, okay, and a B, I've changed it back to a B now. I have dot 1 in the top left, I have dot 2 in the middle left. A B goes down. Okay, so if you want to draw this with a pencil, picture this, the edge of this carton. See, I can take my finger and go down from the ceiling toward the ground. Or if I have it in a C and I'm taking the dot 2 out and placing it back over in the dot 4 position, I could probably lose some of these balls here. Go across the top as if I were drawing, going from left to right like across a line. So a B kind of goes down the page from the top to the bottom, and a B goes across the page. And I'm telling you this because we want to think of Braille as a picture, not necessarily as individual dots. At first we start to think of it kind of as individual dots, and then we move to a picture, okay? So C, sorry. D is 1, 4, and 5. I have a dot in top left, a dot in the top right, and a dot on the middle right. That is a D. It's also a corner letter. If you were going to draw it, it would be 1, 4, 5 is kind of like, if you can see, if you have vision, you can see my hand going across and down. Kind of like the top corner of this thing. This isn't really a corner, but it would make a corner. Okay, so 1, 4, 5 makes a corner letter. I'm pointing that out because you're going to want to be able to understand the shapes of Braille and to think of them, because a lot of Braille shapes, the Braille has only so many configurations, so a lot of the Braille shapes are going to be the same, okay? I'm going to take out dot 4, so 1 and 5 are now all that's full. Dot 1, top left, dot 5, middle right, 1 and 5 is an E. I think of an E as a slanted line. If I were going to start at the top left of the page and draw a line down toward the bottom right, not all the way down to the bottom right corner, but just that's the kind of slanted line that you would get. F, I now have dots 1, 2, and 4 full. Top left, middle left, and the top right. G, I now have dots 1, 2, 4, and 5 full. Top left, top right, middle right. Okay? H, I now have dots 1, 2, and 5 full. Top left, middle right. I now have an I, 2 and 4, middle left and top right. I now have a J, 2, 4, 5, middle left, top right, middle right. And I'm going to take away some of these, okay? And then we're going to talk about the pattern. So what I want you to do right now is to take a moment, get yourself out a note paper, which hopefully you did before this class, studious students. Get a piece of paper, and on one line across, I want you to write A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J from left to right on your line, okay? And then on the second line down, I'm going to see if my cat has messed up my things here, which, you know, he has, because he's like that. Oh, that's an F, that's a C, and that's an A, C. Somehow he's lost D already on me, so I don't know where D is, but I think yesterday I was a little closer over to this. I'm going to show you what I want you to write on the next line, but I'm going to show you how I want to do it. So make sure you're writing, whoops, A through J right now. There's an E, there's an F. Don't worry, I'm going to hold them up so you can see them. I just need to get the correct one out of the puzzle bag here. There's an L. That isn't the one I wanted. I wanted the K. There we go. All right. So I'm going to, on the bottom line, here's what I want you to do. Okay? See how the top line, here's an A, and right below the A, to match with it evenly, I want you to put a K. See how I have it? You don't have to have them touching each other. It's just easier for me to hold them like that. You can have a little space like that so that, you know, that it's on the next line. But I want it like this. I have the A above the B, if you can't see. So if you're using a Braille writer, or if you're you know, blind or low vision, and you do have a Braille writer to use, and I'll talk to you about what that means in a moment if you don't know. But what you're going to want to do on that Braille writer is write your A through J, press your line spacer key, go down, and directly below A, I want you to write B. I want you to write K, I'm sorry. Directly below B, I want you to write L, okay? And I don't have B here, because Tiger Lee did not leave things alone like he was supposed to. So I cannot show you that one, but I think you get the idea, hopefully. Below each one, oh, there's the B. Wait a minute. Is that the B? Might as well take the bag out here. I apologize for this. My cat, that doesn't feel like a B. That's my missing D. Okay. Anyway, but I think you get the idea, okay? I want your letters on the second line to be directly below the letters on the first line. Okay? And then after you get that written, which you should have on the first line, A through J, on the next line down, you should have K through T, and hopefully I've talked long enough on purpose here so that you can have time to write that. The third line down, below K, I want you to write the letter U. Below L, I want you to write the letter V. Below M, I want you to write the letter X. Below N, I want you to write the letter Y. Below O, I want you to write the letter Z. The reason I did not say W, because W is not in the French alphabet. It was not in the French alphabet back in the 1800s when Louis Braille invented the code. So there will be no W in the pattern we're about to learn, okay? So W is dots 2, 4, 5, 6. I'm telling you that now. So if you want to write it off to the side, W equals 2, 4, 5, 6. That way you'll have it for later. but don't put it on this paper in this pattern, okay, because it doesn't go there. Right now what we're going to do is learn K through J, and the only thing that we're going to do to form K through J is to first make our first row. So here I have an A, okay? Below A, you have the letter K, so I'm going to put the letter K up here, okay? And I'm going to give the sighted people a minute to look at that. You can see that it is dot 1 on the top left, dot 3 on the bottom left, okay? So here's what I'm doing to go from A to K, okay? Here is A. It's just dot 1. K, I'm putting 3 in there, okay? To make A again, I just take 3 away. To make K again, I just add 3. I call A and K letter friends, and you're going to hear a song that the kids are going to do. And it's going to go something like, A is friends with K, and K is friends with you. And I'll tell you about you eventually, but I'm not going to tell you about that right now, okay? So when I'm teaching the kids, they'll be learning fewer letters. I'm not going to give them all the letters at the same time like I am you now. But they will be learning fewer letters, and I'm going to put a B up here, okay? Now, our pattern, here's our pattern. Let's add dot 3. What letter do we have? Look at your paper. What's below B? We have an L, okay? I'm going to take the dot 3 away. There's a B. I'm going to put the dot 3 back. There's an L. Take it away. There's a B. And then I'm going to put it back, and there's an L. And it's hard to do this because I'm holding the other balls here and the curtain up. All right, now I have changed it. I'm in the process of changing it. Now I have a C again, okay? 1 and 4. C, I'm going to add my 3. There's an M. Take away my 3. There's a C. Add my 3. There's an M. Now, that's all we're going to do to get us all the way up. I'm going to do one more for you. 1, 4, 5 is a D. Okay? Now, D, N. Okay? I just put dot 3 in there. I'm taking dot 3 out. It turns back into 1, 4, 5 for a D. I put dot 3 back. It's 1, 4, 5, 3 for an N. Okay? All the way up. Next one you would make would be, we'll do the next one. We're going to do them quicker now though, okay? E, 1 and 5. Let me move my hand out of the way so you can see that it's just 1 and 5. E, 1 and 5. O, 1, 5, 3. F, 1, 2, 4. Okay? P, 1, 2, 4, 3. Okay? G, 1, 2, 4, 5. Q, 1, 2, 4, 5, 3. Hold it. H, 1, 2, 5. R, 1, 2, 5, 3. I is 2, 4. S, 2, 4, 3. J, 2, 4, 5. T, 2, 4, 5, 3. Okay? So, that is the alphabet through T. Now let's learn U, V, X, Y, and Z. And I'm going to try to move through these a little bit more quicker. Okay? Not sure I'm going to succeed, but we will try. Okay, we're back at, hold on a minute. It's hard to hold everything up and grab these. A is a 1. K, 1 and 3. U, 1, 3, and 6. There's our new pattern. When we start at U, when we start ready for the letter U, now we're going to start adding dot 6. Okay? So there's U. Okay, now after K, we get to B. B. L, and if you look on your third line, here's our V. 1, 2, 3, 6. Okay? After B comes C. We're back on the top line with C. We add our 3 to get to M. Remember, we skipped W because W wasn't in the French alphabet, so we're going to add 6, get to X. Okay? Now we're back up on the top line. We're on D. 1, 4, 5. Okay? We put a dot 3 in there. We have an N, and we add our dot 6. and that gives us our Y. So notice on this third line down, we're only adding .6 to make the letters, okay? So E is 1 and 5. O, 1, 3, and 5. Z, 1, 3, 5, and 6. So that's the Braille alphabet. Remember, on this third line, let me just make sure that we've stressed that, okay? Because we did that on the first one, and I kind of went a little bit faster here. We have A here with .1, K, we added our .3. We already did that before, right? Now all we're doing to get to our 6, adding our 6 to get to our U. 1, 3, 6. If I take away the .6, we move back to K. If I put the .6 back in, we're back at U. If I take it out, we're back at K. Okay, let me just do a B real quick. And then here is a B. To get to L, we add .3, remember? And then to get to V, we add .6, okay? If I take .6 away, it's an L again. If I put it back, it's a V again. If I take it away, it's an L. If I put it back, it's a V. I think you kind of hopefully get the idea now. So that is an introduction to the Braille cell, okay? I'm going to be teaching all of those letters to your kiddos using this pattern. However, I'm not going to be teaching them all of it at one time, and I'm going to be teaching them probably A, B, and C to begin with, and I'm probably going to add D and E. And then in the next lesson, I'll add K, L, and M. And in the next lesson, I'll probably add N and O. In the next lesson, I'll probably add F and G. In the next lesson, I'll probably add P and Q. And then in the next lesson, I'll probably add I and S. And then in the next lesson, H and R, or something like that, okay? I'm not going to do them in alphabetical order, and I'll explain that later. One of the things I wanted to give you an idea for working with your kids is you can use Uno cards, okay? So you can say, show me an A, okay? And they would hold this up. Or if you said, show me a B, they could hold it up like this with .1 on the top and .2 below it, okay? Or if you said, show me a C, they could do .1 on the left and .4 on the right, side by side. Now, my cards here have Braille on them. You can get Uno with Braille on them. Your kids might not be able to read the Braille yet, but the reason I'm giving you this idea is because some kids have low vision. I wouldn't recommend this, except that during this virtual learning, you may or may not have a Braille writer, and we want to use as many tools as we can to give our kids practice. You could also play a little game where you deal, 2 players are playing and you deal 10 cards out. And my goal was to make the word joy. So my cousin's named Joy, so I took that from her name. And so the child has to, and then when you deal the 10 cards out, make sure before you do that you go through the deck and that you pull out all of the 1s, all the 2s, all the 3s, all the 4s, all the 5s, and all the 6s. And then that should give you 24 cards, and you'll need to pick 3 other cards. Maybe the draw 2 card, maybe a wild card, and maybe a skip card, just to make it fun. So that if they draw a draw 2 card, maybe they have to give away 2 cards. Or maybe they have to pick 2 cards from the deck, whichever way. I would say give away 2 cards, though, because they could accidentally pick ones they need. But anyway, so that's a little game. You can deal those 10 cards out, and then they have to make the word joy. So J is 2, 4, 5. So let's just say in their hand that they're holding with their 10 cards, maybe they have a 2 and a 4. Okay, see the 2 and the 4 here? Maybe they have that, and they're not going to show it to you yet, but maybe they have that in their hand. And this is a game kind of for older kids. And you know how when you're playing Uno, you turn some face up? Well, when you deal, turn one face up, right? And if the person if it goes, say for example, they had a 2 and a 4 in their hand, and either you turned a 5 up, here's the 5, you turned the 5 up, or the other player tossed the 5 on the board, discarded it. They could pick that 5 up, and then they could put it with their 2 and 4 to make the letter J. and put it in front of them. And hold on, and I'll do that, and then I'll show it to you. Because I know you can't see down on the table. So here's my J, okay, 2, 4, 5, okay. Hopefully, yeah, you can see it. I was just making sure you can see it. There's my 5, there's my 2, my 4, and my 5. So there's my J, and it would be laying down, you know, like, kind of like this on the board. So you don't need to worry about having it. You don't need to worry about having it laid out the shape of the letter. That would be the shape of the letter J, 2, 4, 5. But to save table space, just have them just so that you can see that it's a 2, 4, and a 5. And that might be for older kids. I don't know if a kindergartner can play it. You could certainly try it, but that's one idea. The other idea is that you could ask them, hey, make the letter, make the letter I, okay? And then they get out a 2 and a 4, and then they put the 2 and the 4 on the board. And in this case, you could have them put it, if you were calling out, you could have them put it like that. Excuse me. Or you could just have them go like that. Okay? Either way, it would be up to you to kind of... So anyway, that's just a couple games, card games that you can maybe play with them. I use this egg carton that eggs came in. You don't have to use an egg carton. You can use 6 cups if that's what you have. Or whatever, 6 containers of any sort. And then, you know, just pick out something. Hershey Kisses are something kids can eat, and it won't hurt them unless they're allergic to chocolate or something. So that's why I would recommend that. Or M&Ms. I used Hershey Kisses here so you can see them because I didn't have M&Ms. But so you could use, you know, different kinds of candy, and then if they put it in their mouth, it wouldn't hurt them. But if you're going to use something like these little marbles, like marbles or anything like these, you'll want to make sure that the child isn't going to put them in their mouth. So you'll need to make sure you wash them closely, probably not leave them alone with them. But you can use any different things, as long as you have 6 things of the same. It doesn't matter what you use. You probably want it little enough for the kid to hold it in its hand. Like, this is too big for you when you first start with the cell, okay? This Uno card. But these little marbles are like little candies, whatever kind of candy, you know, little candies. If they do their homework, they get to eat the candy, you know, and that's one way you can motivate them. So I'm going to stand up and come over here because I know I'm rather gappy, okay? And I've got to eat that Braille cell that we had a minute ago and get me a drink, I think. So, sorry I can't edit the video because I don't know how. But you all have a great day, and remember, come back soon because I'm going to be putting up more Braille lessons.